Game Night, sponsored by Mitchell Electric, starts now.
Touchdown, go!
Well, I will say that Sioux City North may not win a ton more games this year, but for my money, they're one of the most fun teams to watch in the state of Iowa. These guys can put up half 100 like it's nothing. East tasked with stopping that high-octane offense tonight at Olson Stadium. Tell you what, East might just mess around and make its way into the playoffs before you know it. Late in the first half, Raiders on the goal line, Dylan Harper rumbles through to put East on top 28-3. That's Harper's second rushing score of the season. And after that, I have to tell you, this game was not much to write home about. Both teams putting up zeros in the third quarter. As has been the case in recent weeks, Sioux City East doesn't do anything flashy. They just get the job done. Their defense totally had North stifled tonight. East improves to 4-2 with a 35-11 win. The Black Raiders already matching their win total from last year. Homecoming for Sergeant Bluff Luton. This Warrior team may be more battle-tested than anyone in Iowa. Hosting Lamar's in district action. Opening possession for SBL, Zach Schultz in the backfield for the Warriors. Takes it to the outside, coming right at you. Schultz goes 59 yards to put SBL on the board immediately. This Warrior defense, they are a wrecking crew this year. Check out Sam DeMoss coming in hot. Just his second sack of the season. He's a big part of this lights-out defense for Sergeant Bluff. Later in the first, check this one out. SBL faced with a fourth down. Daniel Wright drops back. Tight spiral to DeMoss at the goal line. What a snag by the senior wideout. Then Schultz gets to finish the job. Tumbles across for the score. 14-0 Warriors lead just 5 minutes into the game. Schultz, he was all over the place tonight. Lamar's faced with a fourth down late in the first, and it's Schultz who comes up with the interception, his fourth pick of the year. That leads the team on the ensuing drive. First play of the second quarter. Wright goes way up top. Carter Schumacher on the receiving end of this one. That's just his second catch of the season. Wright throws for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. Through 6 games, he has yet to throw an interception. SBL rolls over Lamar's 51-6. Now let's send it out east to Travis, who's got a report from out east.
Hey, thanks, Owen. 2 huge matchups out here in Buena Vista County. First, a battle of the undefeateds as Newell Fonda takes on Arweva. Then, a big matchup in 3A as Storm Lake hosts Spencer. We'll start in Newell. Newell Fonda was fired up before the start of the game, but that excitement quickly died. On Arweva's opening drive, quarterback Keegan Simons rolled to his right and found a wide-open Derek Oser. Cutting across the field, and Oser goes untouched for the first score of the game, 7-0 Rockets. Later in the first, more Arweva. Simons keeps it himself and goes right up the middle, untouched. The extra point was no good. Arweva up 13-0. Move to the first play of the second quarter. Arweva gets tricky. They run the reverse to Drew Shirkey, and Shirkey goes around the left end, cuts back across the field, and turns on the Jets, and he goes in for the touchdown. 20-0 Arweva in the second quarter, and they roll tonight big over Newell Fonda. Things weren't much better for Storm Lake in Storm Lake. The Tornadoes down 14-0 at the half. Spencer takes their opening drive of the second half right down the field, and Isaiah Spencer finishes off the drive with a touchdown, 21-0 Tigers. After a Storm Lake fumble, Spencer quarterback Gage Garnett finds Michael Story in the end zone for the touchdown, 28-0 Spencer at that point, and they have no problem tonight, beating Storm Lake 35-0. In Storm Lake, Iowa, Travis Chin, Siouxland News.
Thank you, Travis. Well, much more game night after the break. It's a Siouxland battle in South Dakota as Vermillion heads south to face top-ranked Dakota Valley. Keep it right here.
Hey, let's get after it. Let's go get them.
Let's go, boys. Let's get team.
Let's go.
Yeah. 2 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn.
No free ones. Know what we're doing. Know your assignment. Get the job done. Here we go, boys. House call
on 3. 1, 2, 3. House call.
All right, tear it. Should be enough. Hey, get us some water down here.
That's like me to the production crew. Get some water in here. We may not see Dakota Valley highlighted in our show very often because, frankly, they've been just too good this year. Number 1 in 11A football. They haven't had a single game decided by less than 17 points. Unlikely to change tonight as Vermillion comes to town. The Panthers haven't lost a regular season game since October 2016. First quarter, Panthers have the ball at the 26-yard line. QB Nate Rice, he's able to run it past everybody for the touchdown. Panthers take a 13-0 lead on the Tanagers. few minutes later, Vermillion with the ball. Mitchell Doherty gets the swing pass, takes it 6 yards before getting taken down by Charlie Cox. Cox forces the fumble, and Cole Schultz is there for the recovery. Ensuing possession, Rice running the ball with two Tanagers hot on his heels, and he finds pay dirt. 20-0 Dakota Valley. Panthers stay perfect, 47-14 the final. Let's jump back into Iowa. Another 8-man battle between Harris Lake Park and Remsen St. Mary's. The Hawks forced a 3-and-out on HLP's first drive, but were able to block the punt into the end zone. That will be recovered by Remsen St. Mary's for the first touchdown of the game. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Harris Lake Park answers right back. Edgar Tapia, he's able to find an open lane and takes this run to the house. A house call. That's back-to-back special teams touchdowns to start out the game. HLP wasn't able to convert the two-point attempt. Hawks able to get their ground game going during the next drive. Quarterback Blaine Harpenaugh keeps this one and has no problem finding space for the score. On their next possession, Harpenaugh rolls out but decides to tuck this one away, and he's able to find the end zone once again. Brings the Hawks lead to 22-6 at that point. Remsen St. Mary's, they've been surprisingly good this year, 60-26 tonight. There's a couple Western Valley teams in a hunt for the postseason berth. Woodbury Central and Westwood surprising people this year. QB Sean Westergaard doing most of Westwood's damage with his legs, breaking off a huge first down run to the sideline in the third quarter, and that would help him set up for a short goal line attempt where he keeps it once again to punch it into the end zone. Wildcats attempt to answer late in the third. Big pass here, attempt from quarterback Garrett Arment with a big completion of Ethan Copeland. Their drive would end early in the fourth quarter with Westwood making a big defensive stop on the goal line. And with their backs against the end zone, though, Westergaard, he's once again able to punch it up the middle. Just check this out here. He's able to leap and go untouched the rest of the way for a 98-yard touchdown. My goodness, I haven't seen that before this second. That was very impressive. 98 yards, good grief. Westwood wins by 20 tonight, 26-6. We're going to head over to Nebraska after the break. Norfolk Catholic continues to dominate. Hardington Cedar Catholic, possibly the next victim in the defending champion Knights repeat tour. More game night after the break. You know, I hate having to do this when we show you the play of the week before you see the actual highlights, but what can I do tonight? Randolph and why not? First points of the game in this one come in the third quarter as Noah Scott, this guy's been so good this year. He takes a pitch, hurdles over a defender on his way to the end zone. I do love those hurdles. Lolo Jones will be proud. You're going to see a bit more from this game in just a moment. Norfolk Catholic, they've won 4 straight coming into the night. The Knights have scored precisely 49 points in each of their last 3 games. They've been killing teams since that season opening loss to Pierce. Another unsuspecting victim in Hardington tonight. Cedar Catholic has won their last 2 after losing their first 3 games of the year. At halftime, this one was competitive with the Knights up 27-13 over the Trojans, but the second half was a different story. A little luck here for the Knights as running back Evan Smith fumbles after a long run, but Knights recover about 10 yards downfield, and they convert that luck into 6. Dylan Couts takes the handoff, goes outside to the pylon, untouched into the end zone. Norfolk Catholic up 34-13. Knights looking to put this one away late in the third quarter. Couts here again. This time on the screen, he's got nothing but daylight in front of him. Goes about 80 yards for the touchdown, putting the Knights up 41-13. Big win as Norfolk Catholic wins their 5th straight game, 54-20. And then there are still 10 unbeaten teams in Class D2 this year. Randolph is one of them. Cardinals are on fire on the road, and why not? If you like lots of points, this is not the highlight for you. This one was a defensive showdown deep into the second half. Landon Weisler trying to make something happen, but Noah Scott for the Cardinals gets the strip sack. Sets up Randolph in perfect position. Very next play, Alex Schmidt with a huge hole, fighting for yards. Wants to get on the board for his team, but he fumbles now. The Blue Devils take over, and after a few more stalled drives, this is the turning point in the game. The Cardinals punt, but the Blue Devils' Jake Weisler can't bring the ball into his cradle. That's another turnover and first down for Randolph, and they cash in this time off the option. You just saw this one. Running back Noah Scott takes the pitch, hurdles the defender, and rumbles his way into the end zone. Randolph goes up 8-0. They duke it out to the very end, but Randolph remains perfect with a 14-8 win. Wakefield on the road in Homer. The Trojans had scored over 70 points in each of their last 2 games, both wins naturally. Early in the first quarter, Wakefield QB Solomon Pites. This kid is tall and speedy. He's going to clip the pylon for a 26-yard touchdown. The Trojans take a quick 16-0 lead. Ensuing drive for Homer. It's 4th and 10. Jacob Huerta scrambling. Gets off a little Tebow-esque jump pass. Alex Huerta hauls it in to get the Knights in the red zone. A couple brothers doing damage out there. But on 4th and goal, Alex Huerta finds the edge, but he can't quite find his way home. Trojan defense comes up with a stop. This Wakefield D is ferocious this year. And just a couple plays later, Pites doesn't take much time finding a wide open Gabe Pites, and he is running and running and running. 74-yard pitch and catch for the Pites. Don't know if they're brothers, but got to be related at least, you'd imagine. Next Trojan drive, Dylan Harder takes the handoff. It's Daft Punk's favorite player. Harder, better, faster, stronger than everyone on Homer's team. Get this, on Wakefield's first 5 plays from scrimmage, they score 4 touchdowns. Total domination as Wakefield eclipses 70 points for the 3rd straight game. And guess what? It's hockey season, believe it or not. Muskies opening at the Fall Classic in Pittsburgh. First regular season game of the year. And in the first minute of the game, Parker Ford slips one past the goalie. Let's hope this is a sign of things to come this year. Sure was a sign of how this game would turn out. In the 8th minute, it's Kevin Lombardi off the assist from Brady Smith and Albin Nilsson. The Muskies would lead 2-1 at the first intermission. In the second period, Marcus Callian-Keeley drives home a pair of goals. The Muskies open the year with a 5-2 win over Green Bay. Let's check out a few more scores from around the area. I'm seeing these fresh, same time as you. Let's see what we got. Bishop Heelan, 10-point win over Denison Schleswig, 30-20. Sioux City West falls on the road against Marshalltown, 41-14. Elsewhere in Iowa, Spirit Lake, oh my goodness. First loss of the year for Spirit Lake to Southeast Valley, 48-41 against the 3rd-ranked Indians. And Okoboji falls to Boyden Hull Rock Valley, number 5 in the state are the Nighthawks. Got a couple more scores here. West Sioux wins big again over Western Christian and West Lyon. Those 2 teams are going to actually meet next week. That's game of the week material right there as West Lyon wins it. And Hinton suffering their first loss of the year against Hartley Melvin Sanborn. Akron Westfield shutout of Lamar's Galen. That's it for game night. See you next week.